Welcome back to the campfire. Today, we'll be playing out more Starcom. Uh, Unknown Space, and there we go. Got the audio fixed. Is it? No, it's not being that much quieter than usual. Okay. So here we are. We are way south of where we were. We just got to finish up scanning the system. And so the Goryeo came to help us. We were led into a trap by the Devout, which did not go well for the Devout. Not that it was going to. Though without the Goryeo, I imagine it would have been a more shaky battle. So we'll see. At least we had their help. There's a reason no one tries to sneak into a prison. The only things of value are prisoners. Just because the Devout had them locked up doesn't mean they weren't also bad guys. In air attack to free the prisoners. The flat landscape provides little cover, so the team is forced to reconnoiter from a nearby peak. Telltale architecture of a prison transcends cultural boundaries, judging from the distinctive markings on the guards. This is a Devout prison. Learning anything else would require a close approach that might alert sentries. Well, let's see if we can free them. Soon becomes obvious that there is no way. Alright, well, we can try again next time. And that's it for this sector. There is a lot of landmines here, that's for sure. Gotta clean them out. Let the Goryeo deal with the rest of it, I guess. And let's see what else we got here. We got this one. There we go. Placement suggests a weapon test pattern, likely from high orbit. Lack of shock formation indicates this was probably an energy weapon. Fair enough. Alright, several planets over here. And a station. But only one. No ships, nothing like that. Bunch of fighters. We burn through their shield. Let's see if we can spray this or not. Seems like we're pushing pretty hard here. Okay, we are finally breaking through some of it. Can we destroy individual chunks of the station and maybe get some research off of it? It would be better just to break through the station. Sure, we got deflectors now installed, so we should probably aim our deflectors at the enemy. Let's just break it. There we go. Titanium, bunch of titanium. Nothing super interesting there, but good enough. And okay. We just got real bad luck today on those rolls. Let's move to the next one. Nothing here. There... I don't know how I was missing that planet's off to the left. But I was missing a planet that's off to the left. Let's take a quick look at that one before we go to the flinger. There is an asteroid belt. Or a resource belt of some kind. No anomalies. See what this one generally gives us before. Asteroids are usually dense, and I'm detecting some huge quantities of technological fragments in them. Alright, so a lot of iridium. Platinum. Alright, so this is not a bad spot to be in for trying to get those two materials. Let's see. Is there anything else here? It was just a lot of platinum and iridium with some titanium mixed in. Did get one neutronium. Now, to scan the last planet in the sector or system. Nothing. Okay. Well, throw ourselves through the flinger. Ah, right, there was that planet. That system. With a dead star. Might have been worth going through. Let's deal with this first. I guess we take out some of these chests. Back out of there. A lot of stuff they like firing at us. Alright. Try to deal with these individual ships first. These stupid radiation missiles. So annoying. Don't get anywhere inside that cloud. Come on. There we go. Take out the station. Now there's a whole swarm of fighters, and it's gone. Oh, come on. More of those stupid radiation missiles. Really not a fan. Out of the way of that. Clear out this piece. I want to see if there's any difference to blowing up individual sections. Apparently at some point it still just gets damaged enough that it has to be broken down or explode. Another collection of craters. Ooh, fighter power cell, which means we should be able to make the fighters pretty quickly here. There we go. Fighters consume extra aluminum. Okay. Interesting. Could be worth having a few on us. Now let's just break this guy down. There we go. Easy. Let's Let's lead a ground attack. Hey. The attack catches the defenders completely by surprise. The team uses stun projectiles to disable the guards before they can react, and the remaining workers quickly surrender. It seems many of the workers, despite the markings on their suits, were not really given much choice when the Devout took over the operations and take the opportunity to flee in small craft. Threat cleared, the team helps themselves to the resources that have been prepared for delivery. Works for me. Alright, we have a way home. And a way back to this sector when we want to. Or back to this, well yeah, sector would technically be an accurate assessment, but, or title. But I guess region would be more accurate. Then we've got this star and the dead star to go back and look at. Alright, looks like we've got more enemies surrounding a planet. So that should be interesting to see what's there. More fighters, and those weird energy bombs. We're gonna have to try to get. So those look like they would be very useful weapons to have. Good to see you. Those things. Oh, there we go. That's out of the way. Now we can get those ships out of here. There we go. Oh, hey, there's oh, that's just uranium. Is that going to be gold or is that going to be a research object? Gold, okay. Let's try to get this comet that's been going by here. If we can get near it. Hello, Sammy. Sammy the dog is here to investigate our setup here. There we go. Comet is degassing large amounts of chlorine, accounting for its sickly color. This region of space has subtly different properties that are slowing oxidation. Got it. And there's a minefield here. Or mining field. Looks like it was a battlefield. Or just a ship scrapyard. Gold. Alright. Good place to gather a lot of that material. And some aluminum, it looks like. Chirolite radiation decay shows that this is fairly recent debris field. Days or weeks, not even years. Vessel had few armaments and a fair amount of cargo space as well as work research areas. Ship's logs have been purged but not destructively. Some entries are recoverable. The vessel is in bad shape, but life support was still functional. Lack of interior combat signs and casualties suggest the crew surrendered, which seems uncharacteristic for the Devout. Followed the heavy asteroid trail as the translated text indicated past a generation wreck. Have been extracting cores from the wreck to transport to Redacted. I am disappointed that this discovery was credited to Monad Gylar. At the Black Eye, several crew experiencing excavation started. Within the Arcadian Vault, found the memory meeting point in 30 cycles. Transferring command to Acolyte Drade while I convey artifacts to the monad. Okay. And it was a devout wreck. Several chunks of debris from the derelicts floating over the planet lie scattered about. Following our successful retrieval of the archive crystal from the Arcadian excavation, Commander Gylax directed us to a secured meeting location where she is now meeting with a devout monad aboard his vessel, which has been disguised as a mercenary freelancer ship. Under fire from the Karis without warning. Why? Heavy damage to reactor retransmitting acquiescence codes. I think the commander of the devout vessel was less than completely devout and traded a valuable artifact for money and extraction, leaving her second in command to deal with the fallout. Interesting. And that adds a mission. Primordial universe, no. Archive crystal. Void disruptor. Didn't really add a mission, did it? Because there's no new missions there. Alright. Let's clean this up. Is there anything else here? A little bit. And then we can move on to that dead star. Take a look at that one. Alright. Let's head up here, take a look, and then we'll head back to station. Doesn't appear to be a very big system. So there is something right outside of the system, probably another one of those dispatches. This planet was inhabited by a civilization of late Iron Age level technology several millennia ago and now vanished. This is not particularly unusual, Lieutenant Triton notes, as civilizations often go extinct prior to reaching escape velocity. What is unusual is that the civilization appears to have literally vanished. Apart from crumbling structures, there are basically no relics or remains of whoever inhabited them. Oddly, of the items that the team does find, the majority appear to be some kind of coinage. Analysis of ice cores shows the civilization vanished before the star's fusion cooled, although it is difficult to say whether it was years or centuries before. So they may have gotten off the planet somehow. You know, visited by another group, the Devout, and taken elsewhere. Another frozen planet and another vanished civilization. I am at a loss to explain why two non-spacefaring civilizations would disappear because their sun went cold. One of those mysteries of ancient civilizations holovids. I mean, again, the logical answer is, in a universe of spacefaring, faster-than-light travel, all that, it's like they've basically just been picked up and took away. Except this doesn't have a simple explanation. Use the line of flingers to cut through devout space at speed. Urtan, completely destroyed by mass drivers, will keep a straight course to avoid tripping detection network void ice. Interesting. Well, let's head on our way out, and we'll head back to station. Well, shoot. We're back here, and looks like we're under attack. Oh, by actual significant enemies, too. Alright, let's get this one here. There we go. And there's another one on attack approach. Another 3. Alright, well, this is interesting. down your transmitter. I'd say, how about you let down your defenses and embrace oneness? There we go. Is that it? Is that the end of the attack? Jesus. You know, I didn't realize there was oxygen in space for it to be on fire like this. Oh, we're under attack from a different angle this time. Not that there's much of a threat here. Okay. Is that it? Let's talk to Lieutenant Milton. We got more resources. Awesome. Let's look at here. Let's put another reactor in, or two. Where? I suppose actually that fits perfectly right there. Maybe that'll fix our energy issues. Alright. And we do have enough chirolite for a second. Reactor. Let's do that. Now, research. Let's go to fixed guns. Although, getting reactors 3. Let's get reactors 3 first, and then go to the fixed guns. Cannon projectile. And fixed guns marked 2. Back to the shipyard, energy weapons. Let's get rid of these guys and put on a couple of fixed guns. That works for me. And what does it take? Okay. So let's get rid of that guy. And 2 of these. Make hydrolytes. We're missing another 2. Where did I add that other reactor? Let's do that. And 2 of these. Fill in a couple of those holes and those gaps. Bulkheads. Oops. Put these here. And let's not add that yet then. So I want to try to keep this a little symmetrical. And interesting looking. Weird that oh, gotcha. Ah, right. Let's take these off. Add a couple. Oh, we can only do the one? Weird. How much gold we're missing for 2? Oh, we're down on titanium. That was the big problem. Well, that'll keep us for now. And that's not. There we go. Just put us a little bit higher up. Would have been difficult to anticipate that the devout message the Aletheia intercepted was a trick, since it was transmitted on a tight beam. They must have known our location for a while and planned to attack Solano after the Intrepid went through the portal. Fortunately, they were caught off guard by improvements to our fleet, as well as the Goryer's assistance. Otherwise, we might not have been here when you got back. The devout have recently started directing a great deal more effort towards stopping the Intrepid. How do you want to respond? There's no point in the Intrepid waiting here. If they want to wait until you're gone to attack, they can afford to wait longer than we can. The devout are clearly afraid that you're close to doing something. I hope it's finding out how to reopen the wormhole. So keep doing what you're doing, but faster. Fair enough. And I did have a thought while I was in there. Propulsion. Oh. It's the lateral thrusters. That's what I was looking at. Oh, we only had enough for one. Well, it'll help speed us up anyways in turning. Even if only in the one direction. That gets us that way. Alright. Alright, so next would be... what do we have elsewise? Where can we go? The devout researcher wreck we investigated mentioned following an asteroid debris trail. Didn't we encounter a mixed debris field in half a dozen sectors? And now we have to attack them. Really weak on energy saturated things. But it'll be alright. Just get more chirolite and aluminum or titanium and we can fix that problem as well. Alright. And I missed half of that because we were in a fight. Oh. Let's take a look at this. Remnant component is typically hard to fathom, but data from the Devout system suggests they recently acquired it. And then, believes that if we had an actual example... okay. Should go looking for those, but as well... can help us access the probe's data. Alright, I should talk to Lieutenant Milton as well. Kepler noticed that the log mentioned we passed by a field at there. Alright, first let's talk to Milton. I forgot, I didn't read that whole bit as thoroughly as I should have. So I thought it just said to talk to the people back here, and yeah, it was not. Let's see here. Found a probe. We can certainly try. Is this another ancient relic like the Codex shape? I'm getting a lot of entertainment from the last one. No, this one's from a probe we found in another universe. Wow, do you guys get to do all the fun stuff? We'll see what we can recover and I'll let you know. Alright. So we leave that with him. Move on to the next thing. We are moving a fair bit faster than we were. So upgrading our engines was a good idea. And this is where that debris trail leads. We should go there. Alright, we're back here. One of these asteroids else respawn without even having to reload the game. That's kind of cool. I didn't notice that before. So, there's this trailhead. Supposed to be... oh, yep, there is more debris out this way. Just, take a look. See? Alright, there's more that way. Platinum, titanium, two of the resources we need some more of to continue the design that I'm working on. There's a star down that way. And the trail's just leading us straight there. Further along here. Hard to sort through the interference caused by this debris and dust, but I've caught some unusual gravitational waves. There's more debris. So it looks like this is where we're going. Debris field, or yes, this is where we're going. Black boxes have self-generated high density shield. Makes you wonder what sign of. Ow. Well, that hurts. Why can't I fire the fixed guns? Alright, let me see if I can figure that one out. There we go. Probably nothing interesting in these impenetrably shielded remnant artifacts. Unless we can figure out how to break the shields. Sure, there is something interesting. This massive cylindrical fragment. The nature of the remnant technology is difficult to comprehend, but this one at least seems to have been designed to facilitate interaction with less advanced beings. Nevertheless, some things are clear. There was once a massive habitat structure, probably capable of carrying an entire civilization for extended periods of time, possibly centuries. The structure was destroyed by an interior explosion of unimaginable scale. This explains the nearby asteroids. They previously formed the Earth of the structure, expelled by whatever destroyed the vessel. Like other remnant artifacts, the main structure is impervious to salvage, but there are several high-value fragments that scavengers have missed. What else is here? I mean, there's the black boxes, but currently unable to get into them. Let's see if we can figure out what else to do about that. Scan. Nothing. Probably. I mean, there might be a key in one of the asteroids. And there's a Karis wreck. Detecting some unusual radiation nearby. Don't know what these are, but getting extremely unstable energy readings and hot warp radiation. Think we should give these things a wide berth. Okay. Kaboom. They do make a big boom. The explosion was the result of a collapse of a warp flux field. This may not be a weapon, but a kind of field capacitor. Valrek has been torn open by an internal explosion, despite neutronium reinforced interior. Fragments of a personal log is recovered from the command berth. Transportation of the vortex cores has gone slower than planned. Volunteers are enthusiastic but not limitless. Once the cores become unstable, there appears to be an absolute limit to was within sight of redacted code word. This is a remnant mandate, and I am using the Karis Inquisitor to be the first to deliver. Okay. Let's tear this apart and see what we get out of it. If we get anything out of it. We got some resources and redacted data. Contains a detailed report. Have apparently found a cache of remnant tech which might explain the dramatic increase in their combat capabilities. Okay. That's good to know. That databank had a lot of entries marked pending analysis. Pessimistic interpretation is that they still have a lot of potential to unlock whatever it is they found. Kaboom. They certainly are kind of cool looking when they explode. And gotta line myself up. There we go. And last planet. Recent excavation has uncovered a large and until recently sealed portal to a deep shaft. Whatever was at the bottom has been removed, but scans of the surrounding rock at the floor of the pit reveal strange deformations extending out for thousands of meters. The changes in the rock are not like any natural process, it's like their physical geometry has been permanently warped. Interesting, but what do we do with that information? Do we... Do I maybe try to push one of these towards other things? Yep, so to my understanding, this is the working theory anyways, is just gotta nudge these little boys all the way over there to the explosives. Maybe if I use the shield it'll work better? A little bit. And try not to bounce it into the star. Come on. Come on. Oh, this is gonna be painful. If I have to do this multiple times, I might just go redesign the ship to, like, have a catch on the front. Alright. Come on. There. Yeah. There. Alright, got some movement there. Alright, we're almost there. Getting it close. It's really wearing down our shield a little bit. Just let that cover for a moment. Alright. And now to try and angle this thing into... Can I move you away? Oh, come on, really? There we go. And the data is history and cultural information on a race of unknown bipedal aliens. Strangely, it is titled Backup Reference for Your Civilization If Lost. Interesting. Let's repair and get the next one. Oh, apparently if I try really, really hard with all my weapons at a distance, I can just break these. Being indestructible is a bit of a misnomer, apparently. There we go. Data cube. Just break all these really quick. Xenium. Field deflector. I thought there were more of those. This distorts... Oh, new research branch in shield technology. Got it. Then... is training information for the adjustment of environmental conditions within a generation cylinder. Cool. Now, were there any more of those shield bubbles that I just missed, or was that actually... Good. Quick look at this, just make sure. Doesn't look like there's anything else. What about the missions for it? We found devout data referencing some high priority objective redacted. Alright. Yeah, there's no more of the bubbles, so... And if they were transporting in this direction, that's where we should probably be going. So head off that way and see what happens. See what we find. Hopefully we find something. Alright, looks like there's a star, straight line from where that ship was right here. So I think they were heading this way from what data we could gather. They were bringing those field cores, which... So we're heading right there. What is going on with these void drag readings? There's a star that we didn't see right in the middle? Interesting. I'm also going to see if there's... I mean, it's dragging us a lot faster than it normally would. I mean, what is going on there? That is weird compared to what else we've seen in the game so far. I don't see anything else nearby. Scans show a compact region of space ahead of high warp deformation. Advise approach with caution. Is that a black hole? That's probably a black hole. No clear event horizon around the phenomena, despite strong gravitational region. Possibly a naked singularity? We'd need closer measurements. Just a heads up, hole stress is borderline. At this distance, there may be a very thin line here between studying entropy and becoming it. If the singularity's space-time distortion weren't so compact, the planets in this system would be shredded by tidal forces. Even so, the team feels a sense of vertigo as their canalith particles eddy under its effect. They hurriedly collect a valuable fragment of neutronium-rich debris. Well, we're gonna see how close we can get, since it's suggested to. Whoa, that's kind of trippy. How close can we get before it starts being dangerous? Can we... What's going on? Alright. I would have thought we could get closer and, like, learn from it, but apparently not. Weird. Maybe that's something else we can do later, I don't know. We get closer. Well, we did just save. So let's try getting closer. Navigation damage. Anything else? Okay, not a true naked singularity, but an immodest one. There is an event horizon perpetually concealed by a time-like curvature that continuously shifts. It is outside of our light cone. Cool. Are you just being perts, or are those real words? Fair. Oh, we can't see anything yet. Yeah, that was cool, but risky. Did give us a lot to work with, though, as far as research goes. Let's fix up our ship here real quick. Singularity is curious. I'll need a little time to review the data and recalculate measurements for the femtosmoot scale. Interestingly enough, that is technically a thing. Nothing known as the femtosmoot scale, but the femtology or femtotechnology. It's a scale of or a measurement of the energy between layers of atomic nuclei. I briefly read about it and I was like, that is fascinating, and I would have to read far more about it to understand it enough to explain it. But yeah, that's kind of cool. It does sound like a made-up word. Nothing here. We do have enemies on the horizon. It's a Gararai? Looks like it's about. Yep, it's about. Obliterating it with the picked up burnt capacitor. Plasma capacitor is burnt out from overheating. This is likely an experimental tech to increase their plasma weapons. They've wasted little time turning their new remnant techs into weaponry. Well, that's fair. We tend to do the same thing. Good news is that this component solves a key design issue that's preventing us from scaling up our plasma turrets. We can now research Mark III class turrets. Fair. So that led us to this. The architecture uses an odd mix-up of fallen empire, late medieval, and early industrial technologies. Some buildings that look old are made of transformative empire material. In one structure that stands out as having recently been opened, the team finds a vault that might have been a sort of cultural time capsule. Several artifacts have been removed, but one object left behind is a partial text document. According to the oldest creation myths of our ancestors, who referred to themselves as Arcadians, the gods chose to sacrifice in exchange for passage across the Great Sea to the promised, perish in the great ice when the sun was darkened, leaving their wealth behind, lifted into the spire, but their children looked back, freeing the waves that wrecked the ship. This was a small non-indigenous population. It looks like they were struggling to survive and likely gradually dwindled over several generations. It is my belief that there are scientific truths hidden in these superstitions, perhaps the truth necessary to save our civilization. Many have observed that descriptions of the portal match the nearby space-time singularity, despite it being hidden behind our celestial neighbor. I discovered compelling proof regarding the nature of the spire, which I have laid out in the supplied memory glass. There's no sign of anything that might be a memory glass. Well, that leads us to what can we do now? New mission added to log. So we still haven't finished that one. The singularity. Scepter, Jetsam Flotsam. We still haven't found all those. But nothing new there. But we can go home and talk to Dr. Rama like it's suggesting. Let's take a look here. Okay, let's score here. It looks like they've increased their coming here. 10 perks suggested. I disagree with Lieutenant Perks' very unscientific title, Immodest Singularity Exposed, but I agree that even with this universe's modified physics, no celestial body would ever collapse into this state. Based on the Intrepid's data, what could have collapsed into this state is the wormhole created by the star lamps. This is a low evidence hypothesis, but if the wormhole creation process failed to completely stabilize, it might leave a deformed aperture like the immodest singularity. Does that mean we can go through it? If my hypothesis is correct, it means that it might go somewhere, possibly another universe, but the Intrepid would be reduced to thermal radiation if it tried to go through it now. Cool. Cool. More resources. Nothing from him on that end, but we can take a look at researching. Okay, so that's the missiles we really don't need. Not sure I want to do this. Let's research the tech anyways. Large squadrons. We'll do that much. What does it cost to do? Alright, so shields, plasma reflections. Further decrease our shield's natural discharge rate. And then where was the plasma? Huh. Alright. Plasma. We're just shy of doing Mark III. Okay. We'll take a look at that in a little bit then. Anything else? We don't have enough chirolite. But we could do another shield generator. We'd have to move that plasma turret. We don't really need another shield gen, I don't think. What if I removed 2 of these? So 10 and 10. And 20 and 20. So just doubles. And it costs double. So what if... remove these 2. Where can I plonk that down at? Can't put that there, huh? Oh, come on. So that can't attach to the bottom of that? Weird. Alright, let's make something here to kind of act as a go-between. Let's try adding in that piece. This is gonna be a pain. Alright. So let's... how do I want to do this? This is not going to be easy. Alright. Of course it destroys it. Alright, let's do this. Alright. I'm already seeing a flaw in my plan here. Let's remove Oh. How best? Alright, I'm gonna pause. Okay, we have gotten that far. Got our ship a little bit more upgraded. Let's see about... what else can we do at the moment? There was... where was there anything that we needed yet? It's the makeshift lab, but I believe, if I remember right, that's with our Flotsam Jetsam stuff. No, that's the isolated lab. So what were you about? So we can head down here and take a look. Our Goryeo friends have a lot of knowledge about ancient artifacts and the devout. Maybe they have some insights on this missing crystal. Fair. See, determines the selective neural retainer is still functioning and safe to use. Oh, gotcha, yeah. That was that one. Well, I guess we head back and talk to the Goryeo. Maybe. Alright, so there should be some Goryeo here. Oh yeah, there's a few. Let's talk to the big one. Kiernan, they have been on the verge of war, blah blah blah. Rumors say they have limited telepathic abilities, but perhaps they started the rumor. We do some trade with them. They very recently acquired some remnant artifacts, but we could not persuade them to sell. Proud civilization, but their progress is stunted by their ambitions. They rose in power during the twilight of the Empire, but since then the Kiernan have been ascendant. This long rivalry consumes too much of their resources in our opinion. Found an artifact called the Crystal. Indeed, we have been on the same trail as the Devout for some time. The Arcadians appear in many Empire stories of people who were transported to the afterlife in their mortal form by the remnants or other gods, depending on the account. We previously assumed they were a myth created to encourage remnant worship, until the Trade Guild purchased some texts that credibly substantiated their existence. Given what you have told us, if someone acquired this object and wished to make a profit, the wise path would be to sell it to the Trade Guild. The guild could be trusted to keep their identity a secret and pay a good price. So if we go talk to the Trade Guild, we might be able to find this object. Fair. I guess we'll go find the Trade Guild. Which, generally it's not hard to find them. They're usually somewhere in here? Where would they be? This would be Kiernan territory, I think. Maybe Lunar 2. Guild Trader. Got it. Oh, yeah, if I had just closed my map, I would have seen it. Way to go, me. Continue. Yep. Alright, so... artifacts and cargo hold. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the buy. Archive Crystal. 60 Iridium. So if we sell some of our excess material that we don't need anymore... I don't want to sell those at the moment. There we go. Then that should give us everything we need there. Let's go here, Archive Crystal. Low density data storage by our standards. It contains a detailed treatise on elements of the Arcadian creator's myth, or creation myth. That doesn't help us very much. Where does that put us here? Archive Crystal. We found a reference to an Archive Crystal artifact. The objective is referred to as redacted, even in encrypted logs. Alright. Well, let's bring it back here. and see what we can get out of this. If we can get anything out of it. Done an analysis. This was a very unusual culture with a unique history. It seems a lot of their myth was scientific data mapped onto concepts they understood. Space is ocean, waves are warp fields, etc. Okay. There is one particular segment that is in a completely different language, or at least I think it's a different language. It's flowing lines with intricate patterns that look tantalizingly like warp equations, but the complete context is missing. Are you going to give us anything else? Commander Dulcin's team has spent a lot of time researching the civilizations of this space. She might have some better insights. So which one is she? Over here. They spend a lot of time bouncing between these same 5 planets. 4 planets. All these ships do. Alright, come on, get closer. 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 There we go. After you last left, I reached out to the Goryeo who shared their knowledge, their collective data on the Arcadians with us. The basic myth is that 2 peoples were chosen by the gods to cross the sea in a pair of great arcs and settle in a promised land. But it was a long journey, and during it, the children of one of the peoples grew tired and wished to return home. They went to the charioteer of the gods and asked him to take them back. He could not disobey his masters, but he could promise to keep them safe and teach them the workings of the ship so they could understand their journey. Children used his teachings to free the captured waves that carried the ship, thinking this would stop them. Instead, it tore the ship apart, and the waves caused the other ship to founder and become lost in a storm. Telonian called upon his chariot to save as many Arcadians as he could, then passed beyond the Great Ring. Okay, into story time. As Lieutenant Triton noted, and the Arcadians themselves later believed, this myth was very likely a real event that was incomprehensible to a pre-industrial civilization. I think the most salient point is the circular flowing lines, which are described as the eye of the wheel of the chariot and eye of the storm. We lack the complete context to extrapolate its meaning. Okay, well, we kind of do know its meaning at this point. Problem is we don't know where the other one is. Alright. But with that, I suppose we are kind of at an impasse on what and where to go next. But with that, thank you for coming to the campfire and joining me here. If you liked the video, like it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, witty remarks, game recommendations, let me know in the comments below. And as always, have a wonderful day.